The sky over the small village of Zarchai, near Tver, was grey and low, heavy with melting snow. The fields, once white and silent, had turned into rivers of mud. The air smelled of thawing earth, wet birch bark, and smoke from the few chimneys still burning wood. Anna Ivanovna, a woman of 40, walked along the narrow dirt road, clutching a basket of potatoes she traded for GGs at the market. As she was tired but calm, her thoughts wandering between the price of flour and her husband Sergei's aching back. Life was never easy, but it was tears, steady, predictable, shaped by small habits of survival. As she passed the old willow near the river bend, she thought she heard something, a faint, broken sound, too soft to be the wind. As she stopped, listening. Again, a cry, like a kitten mewling under the brush. Anna frowned and set down her basket. Больше чем, кто там, she called softly. Was there? No answer, only the sound of melting snow dripping from the branches. Then, under the lowest branch of the willow, she saw a small bundle wrapped in a thin grey blanket. Anna's heart pounded, as she knelt and pulled the blanket aside, and gasped. It was a baby, pale, teeny, no more than a few months old. His lips trembled, his face red from crying and cold. Больше чем, боже мой, she whispered, lifting him carefully. My God, who left you here? The child stirred weakly, clutching at her coat with a frozen little hand. That touch, that instinct to hold on, broke something inside her. Tears welled in Anna's eyes as she pressed him close to her chest, feeling his faint, warmth seep through the damp cloth. The first few years after Anna found the baby were not easy. The neighbors whispered, as they always did in small villages. Some said she should have taken the child to the authorities in town, others said she was foolish to feed another mouth when and Sergei could barely keep their own table full. But Anna didn't listen. The moment she carried that teeny bundle through her door, she had felt something awaken inside her, something she thought long gone after years of praying for a child who never came. Sergei, at first, was silent. He stood by the stove that night, his hands rough from work, watching his wife bathe the child in a small metal basin. The baby's cries filled the kitchen, sharp and helpless. Больше чем, we can't afford this, Anya, he muttered. We can hardly afford firewood. Anna didn't look up, as she simply wrapped the baby in a clean towel and held him to her chest. Больше чем, his name is Misha, she said quietly. God will help us, and somehow, God did. Sergei worked harder, taking on extra shifts at the sawmill. Anna took in mending from neighbors and baked bread to sell at the market. They never had much, but the little boys later filled the gaps that hunger on us had. As Misha grew, he followed Sergei everywhere, into the yard, into the forest, to the riverbank. He learned to chop wood, to carry water, to tie knots and fix broken things. And every morning, before leaving for work, Sergei would pause at the door, place a calloused hand on the boy's head, and say: «Больше чем, помни, сынок, добро – это не слабость. Remember, my son, kindness is not weaknesses». At first, it was just something Sergei said out of habit, half to himself. But over time, it became their ritual, a quiet promise between father and son. Even on mornings when the frost bit at their fingers, or when Sergei came home too tired to speak, he would still find the strength to ruffle Misha's hair and repeat those same words. 15 winters had passed since that grey spring morning when Anna found the baby under the willow. Life in the village of Zarchai moved slowly, as it always had, the same muddy roads in spring, the same frozen wells in January, the same songs sung in the fields come summer. But in the small wooden house at the end of the lane, everything had changed. Misha was now a tall, broad-shouldered young man, with the same steady eyes as Sergei and the same gentle smile as Anna. He helped his father at the sawmill, carried firewood for old neighbors, and repaired rows for widows who had no one left. Everyone in the village said, Misha Sergeyevich, that boy has a golden heart. On the evening of his 15th birthday, the family sat by the fire. Anna brought out a simple cake, rye flour, honey, and dried berries. Misha lied as Sergei clumsily tried to sing an old soldier's song, his deep voice rumbling like thunder. For a moment, life felt compelled. Then, just as the candles burned low, came a knock at the door. A slow, uncertain knock, 3 times, and then silence. Sergei frowned. Few visitors come so late, especially on a cold, windy night. He opened the door, and there stood a woman, thin, pale, her thin city coat sucked through by the rain. Her hair clung to her face, her eyes, large and hollow, searched the room as though looking for something long lost. Больше чем, I'm sorry, S.H.U. whispered, her voice trembling. Does a boy named Mikhail live here? Anna froze, clutching the edge of the table. Sergei stepped closer, his posture worry. Больше чем, who are you? He asked quietly. The woman swallowed hard, tears rising. Больше чем, I am his mother. 15 years ago, I left my baby by the willow tree, near this village. I thought I'd never see him again. But if searched, all these years, if searched. Silence filled the room. Only the fire crackled, throwing flickering shadows across the walls. The rain outside had slowed to a soft drizzle. The stranger, the woman who claimed to be Misha's mother, sat at the table, her trembling hands wrapped around a cup of tea Anna had quietly placed before her. No one spoke for a long while. Only the sound of the fire filled the room, steady, calm, like a heartbeat. Misha sat across from her, studying her face. There was something hauntingly familiar about her eyes, deep gray, like the river before a storm. He felt both curiosity and confusion. Could this fragile woman truly be the one who had left him to die beneath a willow tree? Finally, S.H. began to speak. Больше чем, I was young, S.H. whispered. Foolish. My husband died before I could tell him about the baby. I had nothing. I thought someone kinder, better, would find you. But every night since that day, I've dreamed of your face. I never stopped searching. Her voice broke. Anna looked down at her hands. Sergei's expression did not change, firm, quiet, but his eyes softened. After a long silence, Misha spoke. Больше чем, I don't hate you, he said slowly. If you hadn't left them, I would never have found them. He turned toward Anna and Sergei. Anna's eyes filled with tears. Sergei only sighed and nodded, as I have to say, the boy already knows his truth. That night, the woman slept in their spare room. Misha sat by the fire with Sergei long after S.H. had gone to bed. The old man smoked his pipe, the glow lighting his withered face. Больше чем, Papa, Misha said quietly, why do you always tell him that kindnesses isn't weaknesses? Sergei leaned back, gazing into the fire. Больше чем, because it is the hardest thing to keep dying, son. Onion can be kind honest. But to be kind every day, even when it hurts, that's strength. That's habit. The next morning, when the woman awoke, S.H. found only a folded note on the table. Misha's handwriting was neat and steady.